Hey guys, welcome back. Robocraft Early Access coverage. This is episode 54. I'm Enigmius, and today, some match footage. A nice, relaxing, enjoyable video. Flying around in the pretty hate machine with a special bonus at the end. We'll talk about that long before we get to the end. This is a pretty straightforward match, I'd have to say. I'm kind of out of practice with the whole plasma because I've been spending so much time working on TX1 bots and SMG bots and all that other stuff, and it shows. So before anyone, leaps all over me with murder in their hearts, just keep in mind, practice makes perfect, and we haven't been getting a lot of it. Very straightforward match, guerrilla style fighting on this map. Stick to cover as best we can. Get some shots off, get behind cover, get some shots off, get behind cover. Really straightforward kind of stuff. But this, I'm doing this as kind of a prelude to the nonsense that's to follow, because the two matches afterwards are quite the spectacle. Now, this was originally going to be a build video of one of the bots that I'll be using during the TX1 100 kills events, built for the purpose of hunting TX1 bots. There's nothing special about it. It's just a SMG hover. It's a very compact SMG hover that has 8 guns on it, maneuverable, highly mobile, fast, and good for kind of getting in and popping guns off and then getting out of the way again. 250 CPU, it's like candy. And I don't have to worry about the restrictions of a TX1 bot using 250 CPU, just to mount one gun on the bot. And I was recording myself as I was building it, as I do when I do build videos, but for some reason it stopped recording about 8 minutes in, when the bot was approximately half done. So in order for me to do that, I would have to tear the bot apart and rebuild it, which I may consider doing, but I really want to focus more on the creative functional builds, like I've been talking about, asymmetrical builds, things a little bit different. Just break away from the common armor core stuff, just for the sake of variety. So we'll see. If there's like this massive outcry, please show us how you built this bot, then maybe we can, maybe they're not that big, so it's not that big of a deal, but we'll see how it goes. This match, I was a little bit disappointed at the end of it, because it's one of those matches where everyone goes out of their way to avoid drive off. Yeah, there you go. Everyone goes out of their way to avoid the other guy, which is not on purpose. It's just those guys took one side and we took another, and by the time we kind of caught up with one another, the match was over. But there's a consequence for playing that way. There's a consequence for being complacent about that kind of play style of just, we went around the flank and we got to the cap, so we just stayed there. In that it's very not profitable. When you're sitting there trying to get your daily bonus win for double the RP and double the checkpoints, possibly double the experience, I don't know. Let's assume no. Don't go spreading rumors on my behalf. You get the idea. It's a special occasion. You want to get the most out of it that you possibly can. You don't want to be kind of denied an opportunity to make the most out of that because nobody fights. So here, you'll notice this is the pretty hate machine without rudders. I should point that out. So there's a lot of drift. You could get a full head of steam and then turn, and your bot will be facing one way while it's traveling the other, which can be great fun, but you'll see the next match it costs me. But in this case, the enemy team has started to cap. We're coming up on their base. We haven't seen anybody to shoot at. We've got one guy down on the ground there they're fighting. The two of them are fighting. That's it. So I'm thinking, okay, first things first, we need to interrupt that cap, because ignoring it at this point of the game is what leads to situations about a minute from now where you look up and they're a quarter of a segment from winning the match. So I'm taking this bot that I still haven't really practiced a lot with since I removed the rudders after the patch, and my goal is not to worry about that bomber. I just kind of took a shot at him to let him know, hey, I know you're there and I can shoot too. And now I'm pushing through to the cap to see, and look at what, they're already on the 4th segment. So I shoot, I don't think I hit. I honestly, because we had the other guy from our team came around, and we won. We won with all that, the shooting, and the reason why I say I don't think I hit is either I hit electroplates or I missed altogether, because I did no CPU damage. Normally I edit this part of the match out, but look at that. total reward with premium for the daily double bonus is 20 tech points and 0 RP because we capped out. It's called bullshit. Stop it. Now this was, because I can't really justify having a match where, I'm going out of my way to try and make an entire team look like a bunch of idiots without having a match where I'll make myself look like a complete idiot. And this is it. This is, again, one of my favorite maps because it tends to be quite open. There are places where there's cover to be had. You're not always exposed out in the open, but it's not like the previous map where there's that area in the middle and it's all undercover and then there's like valleys all over the place and stuff. I got a rail guy on the far side. He clips me a little bit there. But, Pretty Hay Machine, we've been making some additions. You can see we've got some more electroplates on there. I had originally planned on building more of the black armor blocks on, but I haven't had the RP to spend on them with all this TX build stuff. So those tier 7 electroplates are cheap. They go on nicely. I didn't have to make any major adjustments to get them to fit. And they'll soak a rail shot. 1. Not 2, 1. Or they'll soak a plasma blast or whatever and leave my hover blades alone because as we'll find out soon enough, when the bot takes damage, actually we might not see it in this match, but when the bot takes damage and starts losing hover blades, it just starts flipping all over the damn place. And it's because I took the rudders off in part, and also the physics change is, I don't know if it's incomplete or if it's designed to be less forgiving to hover vehicles, more stable when the bot is whole but less forgiving when it's not. Who knows? You can see I'm moving forward but I'm spun sideways, bouncing off the walls like a drunkard. And then I get the idea, you know what, we're going to move up to flank. And I'm trying to get into a straight line. Here we go. We got kind of a straight line and I want to go to the right. I want to go off to the right. And then we're going to, oh, that guy, wait, oh no. And I was trying not to be here. I was facing one way and in we go. It happens. Not my best match. It's definitely not my best match. So here it is, one of the little bots that I made. It's got 8 tier 10 SMGs on it. It's small, it's compact, it's armor core all the way. A bunch of electroplates you can see on the underside. Again, protecting from plasma splash. That's the big one, is because with the way the hover blades are behaving now, if you're at max elevation and things kind of start to go missing in terms of hover blades, asshole. You see, just spins me around and then backs off completely. When things go missing in terms of hover blades, the bot just starts going all wonky, and if you're at max height, things are bad. So I like, when possible, to kind of stick a little bit lower, but of course that leaves me susceptible to plasma splash from the ground going up. So we've got some electroplates to protect us there a little bit, and also a little bit of protection if we're kind of from an elevated position for SMG fire going up. In terms of protecting the sides and the top, obviously we've got no protection there, but we're fairly well armored for a bot this size. So this is just basically maneuvering around, taking advantage of cover, as always, not exposing ourselves too much. Exposure, managing exposure is the first step to avoiding overextending. If you never overexpose, you can never be overextended. That's basically one of the basic tenets. And here I'm kind of half blocking that guy because I'm spun around, so there's a derp on me. This guy up here, he's now officially overextended because he's got a bunch of our bots in between him and the rest of his teammates, and he's not even looking where the shots are coming from. He's just backing up into it. That was... What were we supposed to send him a message, please? We're shooting you, don't back up. The nice thing about this little bot is because it takes punishment fairly well. You don't have to worry about it doing a whole balloon syndrome where it just takes a few hits and explodes. But at the same time, it's small enough that it's quickly repaired if it does take a certain amount of damage. But what's going to happen is there's a little plasma bastard way up in the air, just hovering there, shooting plasma down on me. And he catches me in a cycle where He'll shoot at me. I'll figure out that he's shooting. I'll look up and start shooting at him. He'll start shooting someone else. As soon as he starts shooting me, I try to move. And it goes back and forth where I'm barely getting any hits on him before he starts shooting me. This guy, again, he's blocking my reverse lane. And as soon as he moves out of the way, he reverses anyway. He's not doing anything. He's just getting in the way and then moving as soon as you get past the spot that he was blocking. Not smart. Not smart. Little wee tiny guy. I'm hoping here that the medics will stop attacking those guys and kind of top me up, because now I'm starting to get it from the plasma up top. Right there. The little bastard. I can't just sit here and soak that. If he's just going to keep shooting at me, I need to move. I need him to be distracted and encouraged to shoot at someone else, or I'm not going to survive no matter how many medics are healing me. As soon as I start to hit him, he starts to shoot. So now I have to go around and find a medic who's hopefully going to keep me topped up. And then once I'm engaged with the medic, then I'm looking up to resume fire. Now he's shooting at me. Now I have to move. The medic has given up on me. He's moved on. It's this ridiculous cycle of trying to get a medic to stop long enough to heal me and allow me to shoot at this guy with, and be able to move around without disengaging from the medic. That's kind of the thing. Is like there's no reason for that medic to be pulling away, but he is anyways. So now we've stopped being lazy. We're determined to shoot this guy, so we're doing a little burst fire maneuver, and we got a little bit of help. We're going to get rid of him, and the wind is all but secured. So I just wanted to give a few matches for you guys. I want to get I really want to get back to the build videos regularly, so that there's more benefit than just watching the matches. But sometimes the matches are fun. They're a nice break. So we'll be doing more of the match footage as we go along, but the focus is really going to try and be on the interesting builds. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.